Hey everybody, Kaoiji. They wound up having some incredible bug fixes, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they look really damn good. So let's go over them first and foremost. They wound up fixing a lot of the server lag. They wound up seeing that it was part of heavy congestion, and they wound up putting implementation fixes on their end to be able to remedy that for the future. They also wound up fixing some of the end Meseta issues. When if you leveled up, you wound up losing Meseta, and then when you moved to areas, you also lost Meseta. Also wound up fixing one of the issues that the game wound up lagging and basically going down to single-digit frames when you wound up fighting the Varus boss. There's some Tector and sword action skills that wound up being fixed as well. Since the server was up first on the Japanese side, then we also know that this bug is honestly incredible. They wound up fixing a bug where gathering items may not be appearing correctly. According to a lot of Japanese players, this fixes gathering pretty much extensively and almost permanently. As far as the reset times and stuff like that, we're gonna have to wait to see if we wind up getting enough resources per day to be able to justify this. As of right now, it really is just good to hear that gathering is in fact fixed. They wound up fixing one of the issues when it comes to fixing, where you can now use success rate items to be able to fix without it, saying you can't do this. They also wound up fixing some issues that other players wound up happening, where if they were in the menus for the special ability capsule exchange or item recycling, somebody queued for a cocoon and tower, they wound up having the menu stuck on their screen and they were unable to do anything but restart their game. They also wound up fixing one of the issues when it comes to weapon camos being unable to be equipped onto multiple weapons other than the weapon that it was active on first. They also wound up fixing one of the issues where multiple motion tickets were used if you wind up getting 2 in 1 scratch and then using the use all function. As far as the multiple motion tickets concerned, they do give the addendum saying that there will be some kind of apology for this problem going forward. They just need to figure out how they're going to go about it. They also wound up fixing a game breaking bug for a lot of new players where they were unable to progress from the Advice from Leolin 2 quest. And they also wound up finally fixing the player shops. As far as compensation is concerned, we wound up seeing the first set of compensation being rolled out. So apology for the server load, they wound up giving us a 50 SG ticket and an N rare drop rate boost plus 25%. They wound up giving us 3 half-scape dolls for the emergency maintenance on Friday. And they also wound up giving us another 50 SG for the initial extensions that wound up happening on the day of launch. Will there be any other compensation going forward? More than likely, but we're going to have to wait to see what winds up happening. There are still some issues when it comes to the base PSO2, like you're unable to go to challenge ships and you not being able to receive certain items in NGS when they were meant for PSO2. Did wind up saying that these will in fact be fixed, so it's just going to be the next maintenance more than likely. So as far as the gathering is concerned, which is one of the biggest issues that we wind up having, I'm glad that that's going to be fixed. At least Japanese players are already saying that this is incredibly awesome change. With things working, they can actually mine every day, but we're going to have to wait to see for the next day. Now there's also one huge change when it comes to Meseta generation that winds up happening in the game. This doesn't wind up fixing all the Meseta issues that we currently wind up having for the first week of launch with all of the Meseta disappearing, but this does wind up fixing things for the long term. Weeklies in game will now reward 500k when you wind up completing that. Basically completing your dailies for 4 days or 5 days, you wind up getting 500k. This is then going to alleviate a lot of the Meseta issues that players wind up having right now, especially when it comes to the progression of the game, when Meseta is very, very big when it comes to that progression. You need a Meseta for fixing, enhancing, and every other thing in the game. This is going to be a good long-term change for everybody involved. So now that we wind up seeing the fact that they can wind up changing the Meseta values in game for the weeklies, let's wind up hoping that they wind up implementing some sort of free-to-play option for players to be able to access the player shops. My assumption is that they aren't going to be implementing that until titles come back. This way they can wind up implementing a title requirement for RMT trades, real money trade, because RMTs are already rampant when it comes to the game, and hey, report them, they suck. Hi, post editing Kaoiji here. Hey, listen, they also wound up doing one more bug fix and or balance update where Julien Dance, one of the fighter PAs, wind up actually getting nerfed. The reason for this is because it did double the amount of damage than it was originally intended for the first half of the PA. The second half of the PA definitely was still not changed. So it's still going to be doing a lot of damage. It's just not going to be doing the 3 to 4k that it was doing before. So yeah, it's really good to see Sega wind up taking a lot of these things seriously and doing all these balance changes immediately and all these bug fixes immediately. I can honestly hope that there's no more server lag and no more bugs going forward, so this way they can wind up working on the actual meat of the issue, which is the player shops and content. I would like to see some other compensations going forward for some of the issues that we wound up seeing, especially when it comes to a lot of the Meseta that we already lost. But again, we're going to see what winds up happening during the next maintenance, because we might see more. But yeah, again, props to Sega for fixing a lot of these issues so quickly. So with that, I think I'm going to end the video out here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you guys excited about all the changes? What bug fix do you actually enjoy the most? With that, stay awesome, stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.